If there's a magic on planet Earth, I think for me anyway, it's linked to storytelling. What's fascinating, if you read the work of Noah Yuval Harari, he is a great believer in storytelling and storytelling's ability to change everything. The way he explains that, which is most helpful to me, was that he explained how chimpanzees, for example, can form communities of 150 chimps because they know each other by sight and smell and history. Whereas humans, for example, can form collectives of thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of people. Think about countries and religious groups, etc. Because they have the ability to tell and share stories. And so we don't need to necessarily know each other like chimps in order to collaborate. We just have to share the same story. And so storytelling is the most powerful thing on planet Earth, because what it does is it gathers people together and sets an agenda and vision, just like it did on the rugby field when I experienced that as the team captain, as a preacher, and selling myself to TiVo. So storytelling works to change things. And so if you're looking for work that changes things or creates resonance about your brand as a personal brand or as a brand that you have and own, storytelling is the way you do that. That it's just foundational. A lot of academics say that humans are inclined towards stories. Some people even say it's a mutation. Some academics call it a mutation. We're just predisposed to listen to and believe stories ahead of information. And when we believe a story, we change things. And so if you're working in storytelling as a storyteller, or you're looking to hire storytellers, storytelling should work. It should change things. And the first story that I told commercially that changed things was for FMI, which was a life policy. Brad Tureen at the time was the director. He had built this little organization to be this monster that was later bought out by Bidvest. We got chatting and we decided we were going to make a story for their 21-year anniversary. We're going to take 21 lives within their policy of how the life policy or the income protection had helped people, and we were going to tell their stories. And so they bought this beautiful little combi. We piled a film crew, Cam Pontija and Stephen Hissel into this little camper van, and we traveled the country and we told 21 stories, and then we bundled them into a book. And here's the amazing thing, is that they worked really, really well. I think the noticeable change in FMI sales was between 15 and 20%. So pre the stories being told of how that worked, to post it, their sales grew by 20%. And I think there's a really great lesson in that. Is when we tell good stories, people believe them, and when they believe them, they collaborate. And the lesson for that is twofold. The first is that storytelling changes things, and then the obvious lesson that comes out of that is let's make sure that we're telling stories that are constructive to society and not detrimental. There are so many people who are manipulating the power of storytelling, so many agencies, for example, who are taking the sacred call of storytelling, and without being consciously aware of it or subconsciously aware of it, they're prostituting that sacred gifting to sell things to people who don't necessarily need it, and that it's incredibly damaging.
Let go and love.